Hi Collective, welcome to the channel. This is going to be a Starseed transmission. So let's get into the current energies. We're in the 111 portal for the beginning of January. So we're going to see what is going on here. So definitely birth is a portal. Mother's milk, deep love, we are the Hathors is coming out first. Breath of the cosmos. My will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. Okay, and we got the void coming out as well. And trust the timing. Okay, so with this portal, all right, you're being called to just simply like release all of the things that are not for you, okay? And not have the understanding as to why, okay? That's about surrendering to the void. Stop, embrace winter, the great cosmic womb. Because for a lot of you, like, you might not understand why certain things happen the way that they did. Okay, there's a lot of things that are moving around and changing at this time. A lot of these karmic contracts and stuff too, okay, that were set to close out and not come into 2025 have already been happening. Some things are still closing out now, but it's all about this grand symphony of things. And, you know, there's this perfect timing and perfection, right? As all things flow together. And this portal energy that we have through the 11th is really bringing in these new opportunities, but there's also like this healing that's going on. And there's like finishing touchings. There's finishing touches that are needing to be done and certain things that are being moved around. Okay, like some of you, you're going to understand more of these things later on. Like, I feel like I'm talking in code here. Like for some of you, you might be called to certain things, being moved to certain places. I was talking before about, maybe for some of you, you're getting moved to like different ley lines and different things. It's like in preparation. It's like for a lot of you, because of the way that things have to be done to kind of stop putting too much of exposure out there for corruption and for interference. It's kind of like it's easier to mobilize and move things around, and then you're going to understand like assignments, why you're being moved certain places. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's more like talking in code. Okay, so I kind of feel like that is what's going on here. Trust the timing. Trust the wave. You came on time. It's not running out. So for a lot of you, you're feeling this anxious energy because it's like you want to know what your new contracts are going to be, what that entails, where you're going to be. Like for some of you, like you might be not even knowing where you're going, but knowing that you're going somewhere type of thing. So like you're preparing for that, you're getting ready. It's kind of like you're only getting part of, you know, because certain things are still being phased out, closed out, cleared out. Okay. So, and they want you in this healing energy. I'm getting for a lot of you too. There's this energy of like preparation, healing, time out. Like for some of you, you could be called to isolation at this time, which is actually preparing you, protecting you, healing you, right? Nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. Okay, and so maybe they're calling for you to take some rest because this card literally says stop. Okay, it says stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb, right? Because for a lot of you, like, I'm getting like you were really depleted and drained, right? And it takes time to process these emotions, these cycles. And for some of you, you could be unaware that some cycles might not be closed out yet. Some things could still be needing to happen, right? Especially with the reading I was giving earlier about like karmic justice. It's like for some of you, like you say that you've healed from some things, but until you start to see like karma taking effect and balancing the scales, can you fully let go of things, right? And it's kind of like it needs to happen that way to kind of push and propel you forward. Okay, so for some of you, like that's going on too. So it's like these cycles fully aren't closed and healed yet. Okay, so breath of the cosmos, micromanaging the universe, and trust the wave, right? So time is not running out because I feel that you're feeling this anxious energy as this portal is rising, plus the Schumann scale. right? And all of that beautiful light coming in, right? For some of you, more of like your team is being prepared and going through integrations, right? So you could be waiting on others. You're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness and face your true north. So you're really being called to be your authentic self too. Because for a lot of you, like you were needing to cloak your energy. And it's like you need to be comfortable in your own energy and space and how you are. So it's like for some of you, you need to feel how you are, where you can be your true authentic self too. And that's going to allow you to shift better. Perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out and common ground. Soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. See how she's in that portal though? Like for some of you, your new gifts are coming online too. Spontaneous awakenings, activations, and integration time. Yes. Wow. When I was saying in the last reading too, I had to restart it. Cosmic ancestors is like for some of you, like you're getting new cosmic ancestors and new guides, new gifts are getting activated and coming online. So it's like you need time to prepare. Okay. And so you're really taking this time. Look, we have Birth and Creations, Tapestry of Life Expression, the 7 Star Sisters. Yeah, there could be something with 7s. Look, I remember Soul Plan, the Fated Life versus the Destined Life. This is definitely like you're remembering, right? Or you're going to be. And it's kind of like that's why you're going to be getting your assignments and stuff too. I've been getting to like spiritual detox and cleansing. Okay. So if you have not gone through like a spiritual purge, detoxing, like you need to do that. You need to like pull yourself online and take some time to like meditate, work with your new ancestor spirits, like, and start to like get to know more of yourself, right? So it's like, if you want to advance, okay, you need to be ready. It's like, you're not going to be given things when you're not ready. So there's like all this preparation, like we've got time, things. We've always felt this anxious energy, right? But it could be more difficult to like isolate, slow down, relax, heal, because you're on this energy of like mission work, but you need to let things integrate. And that's why for some of you, like you really need to go through like a spiritual cleanse, like, and like a detox, right? Because you need to allow, like for some of you, you could have an overactive crown or third eye, okay, and there might be healing and things that are going on with that too, but it's like you need to calm things down to let these new things integrate. Because it's like, if you're already being overly stimulated within your crown and your third eye, how, when more things are trying to integrate and trying to get into like more activations, how are you going to do that when you're constantly overstimulating yourself? Okay. So that could be why too, is if you're very anxious, right, about all of this, and like especially if you're going looking and things like that, like you need to calm down. Okay, you need to rest and take some time, surrender the things that aren't for you. You fully need to let go of past cycles, and like for some of you, it's taking time to like integrate and process those things, and it's like it's important to know to let those wrap up and close out those, so these new things can come in, can integrate, because that's one way that they the forces that be, right, will use that. It's pretty much why they keep everything so, there's so much that's overstimulating us to keep us so busy and focused that we're not taking that time to go within, to meditate, to heal, right, to allow these things. So, okay. So, and I know it sounds silly too, and I'm like, here you are watching this reading, but I'm like, you need to take a break. So maybe just like slowly, because I know it's a lot to like completely pull yourself off, but maybe slow yourself down. Maybe it's like if you go online and like you watch readings for like an hour or something, like maybe be like, okay, I'm only going to watch 1 or 2. I'm not going to sit there and be online for a couple hours. I'm going to do things a little bit differently or whatever. Okay, look, isolation, physical connection, community. You are not alone. Like, you guys are going to realize when you're in isolation too, and you pull yourself offline, you're going to be excited, because you're going to be putting that energy into more things. You're going to be activating new gifts. Like I said, you have new ancestors and things like that, for some that have came through within this portal, right? That want to bring awareness to you, that want to guide you to certain things, okay? So they need you to spend some time. Okay, and it's also going to protect you from some of like the spiritual attacks. Like there's like heavy spiritual attacks going through the spiritual community. Let me tell you what. Like literally, that's why like I've been feeling called to like say certain things. I've done video tonight and last night, I believe, or the night before, about like things that need to change, right, to try to stop some of the spiritual warfare that's going through the community. Okay, let's find out some more of what's going on. Empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. Wow, look at this portal too. And it's like, and for a lot of you, like they're really trying to weight you down to try to stop you from accessing these new portals and these new gifts. Coping mechanism, density, addiction, let God in. For some of you, like you have an addiction to like, it's not for all of you, I'll take whatever's for you, but for some of you, you have an addiction to like spiritual, like things like that, you know, especially if you're one where you've been overly stimulated, right, and things like that. Like you may be changing how you're doing things. Like I know I was one where I was heavily letting that happen, because it's like I couldn't connect with like anybody around me. Like nobody was on my level, right? So I would always have to go to the spiritual community, right, just to be able to like connect with others like me and things like that, right? And it's like, so I use that as like escapism a lot, where I would get whenever things just started going here, I'd go to the spiritual, you know what I mean? And then it was like, then I realized just like I was always going there, right? And I wasn't grounding and wasn't bringing things down. Oh, look, I went right to karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. So a lot of these karmic relationships are closing out, okay? And for some of you, it could be like a distraction too, and that's why you're being called to do like a detox, the spirituality detox, like taking a break so you can process these emotions, because I've been getting a lot of healing energy coming out here. Yeah, look, cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Okay, like you're gonna understand, yeah, look, why you went through all of this. So it's just kind of just surrender the emotions. Like don't try to make sense of it. Like for some of you, literally, like you had karmic contracts, you were walking karma, you were literally meant to take down certain organizations, certain cults, certain things. So you were brought into people's lives to do just that. Okay. And it was for your training and your preparation too. 13:03 on the clock as I say that. And longing for home, homesick for the stars. Like you could really be feeling this at this time, because especially as more things get activated, right? And but it's going to allow us to like connect more at this very powerful time, right, of January. Okay. I feel that's sufficient for this deck. Let's get into the Rose Oracle. The crowning, initiation, thresholds, birth, rebirth, a seat at the table, and integration, embodiment, grounded action. So you're definitely going through this. Oh, it's actually showing a baby and everything. For some of you, you are getting like cleaned up and like I've been getting like baby vibes and all sorts of stuff. Like for some of you, you're literally being like cleaned up and stuff for a baby. That's not for everyone, obviously. Initiation, thresholds, birth, rebirth. But for a lot of you, like you're going through like a rebirth and a cleansing, right? A seat at the table. Integration, embodiment, grounded action. Look, the anointed, answer the call, leadership, empowerment, and soul gifts. I told you new soul gifts are getting online. Inner winter, see, rest, patient potency, and secret beginnings. And this self-care, health, and rest. I redid this reading. I was just like 5 minutes in and my children were getting a little noisy, so I had to restart it. But it was like all these rest and nourishments and embrace winter and all of that. And it's the same thing. The sacred waters, nourishment, replenish, health, rest, self-care, inner winter, rest, patience, potency, secret beginnings. The fertile void. I feel like we need to read some of these and find out more of these messages. I told you there's something about. Let me just get into this because it's not for everyone. I haven't looked this deck up in quite some time. The fertile void. So let's see. Oh my gosh, it's just like all over. Oh, there it is. Okay. This is a very auspicious card. It holds the potent golden seeds of a new beginning in the aftermath of an end. Oh, wow. So I told you, there's these karmic closing out of contracts, these new beginnings, right? We're called to have patience and enter a state of deep rest, repair, regeneration, and acceptance. To let a part of our lives, or even who we once were, metaphorically die, in order to seed, sprout, bud, and bloom again. There is often a letting go, a grief, or a mourning involved, a death of self or what once was, the ending of things that were once important, relationships, jobs, identities, ways of being. The fertile void asks that we honor endings to begin again. It is a crucial part of growth, and new isn't possible without it. In this card, you can see the golden seed cradled in the dark, fertile womb in the soil. It is easy to mistake the faith of growth as one where nothing much is happening. But beneath the surface of the winter soil, things have never been more active. Winter is a phase of initiation, renewal, and rebirth. When we are going through a period of inner winter, we experience this too. We metaphorically go underground by coming to a standstill and allowing ourselves to recover and rest. We don't realize it, but it is the most important part of our growth, and it takes faith and surrender to do it. Trust the sureness of the soil. The new is being woven without you having to micromanage every move. Trust the sureness of the soil. Be cradled by the great mystery. This is a very tender, powerful time. Okay. So what I'm getting here is like for some of you, like you've closed out cycles so quickly and it's like you're ready to step into new. You know, sometimes like you'll distract yourself with things. You fully won't rest and heal from things because you're so ready to jump into the next. That's kind of what I feel like is going on here. So they want you to heal. These secret new beginnings, like things are being woven, things are being created for you. But it's important that you're ready for them. And I'm getting the strong energy, like you're being cleaned up, you're being readied, right? Answer the call, leadership, empowerment, soul gifts, and the anointed. All right, let's see what the anointed. Sorry, I don't know where each of these cards are, and I have to look them up like this. And they don't have numbers on them. Oh, they got Sophia in here. Alright, I'm going to pause it till I find it. Hold on. That's the first card. Okay. So, alright. Rose oil has been used to anoint initiates through the ages. Royalty 2. This card is here to herald you into an even more powerful expression of what you came here to be and do. It is calling you to step forth into your inner queendom and kingdom. To answer the greatest call of your soul is to face your true north. To seed even more of what you came here to share. To acknowledge your arrival as the initiate of your life. To shed the external noise that may have been stopping you from being all that you already are. To realize that you've been training for this for a long time, perhaps even lifetimes. The path your soul chooses to walk is one that few have the courage to walk. And you came here for this. You're being led through this. Your soul is ancient in every step you've taken, in every body you've been planted in. You've gathered a kaleidoscope of gifts that are ready to be shown and shared. You're being given, I don't know why I just said being given. You're being given something. You're being called to deeply trust the call that you've been hearing. To lead, to lead, to lead. The path you're here to pave has not been walked the way you walk it. And as we all ancient initiates, healers, visionaries, creatives, and leaders, you're just one magnificent thread in the tapestry of life. So go your own way, trust the road that beckons you forth, and always be led from within. Okay. So that was beautiful. So nourishment, replenish, health, self-care. All right, let's take a look at the crowning. Let's see what it says about that. So the crowning. Let's see if I can find this one quicker. Yeah, I did. Okay. Okay. So there comes a time when the flower knows that it can no longer remain in the protective constraints of the bud. Somehow it needs to trust that in the birthing energy and surrender to the unknown of the bloom. The same birthing energy exists within all nature and birth, both physical and metaphorical. It is an initiation for the mother as well as the child who transition from the water world of the womb to a whole new one on earth. This is a card of crossing thresholds and walking through the gates of initiation, which requires great courage and faith. There are rolling contractions, and it is almost always not straightforward. As we transition from one thing to another, we're called to burst through the constraints of the seed and then the certainty of the bud, so that something new can bloom from within. We're always birthing something, and deep inside we know that the only way to surrender to the initiation is to surrender to the infinite power within. The power is inner, but it is also connected with the intelligence that exists within all life. It is the same energy that tells flowers when to bloom, and it is what's present when you grew in your mother's womb. Trust in that. It will carry you through. Surrender to what you're wanting to be born through you. Life is always trying to initiate us even more of who we truly are. Wow. So I'm getting this energy like you need a rest and renewal, and like it's going to trigger that you're ready for the next level. Like for a lot of you, like you need to reach like this place of like homeostasis, okay? Like for some of you, you went through a lot, right? Especially that I know that I haven't, right? My nervous system has been needing time to calm down, to integrate, to relax, right? Okay, so I feel that that is what's going on here. Okay, because they're not going to put more gifts on you when you're not ready for them. And for some of you, you need these new gifts for your next level. So you need to go through like a clearing, a calming down, right? To be able to let things integrate. Oh my gosh. While I was doing that, I just literally shuffled the cards and flipped over one more. So I did it unaware of what I was doing. And it's like a baby. It looks like a baby in there. There's something very significant with with fertility and a baby. It says codes of the seeds. The blueprint is within you. Take the next step. Oh my gosh. What is this? Okay, we're going to read this last card and then I'm going to call this reading. You can definitely take a look at multiple readings if you feel guided. Okay, because I'm going to do another one right after this, but I like to keep my readings around 30 minutes. Okay, so codes of the seeds. All right, let's see. Sometimes I feel like just putting my own numbers on the cards. Okay. Okay. Seeds come in knowing exactly what to do. Within them hold the potential of the entire forest and rose gardens. Seeds have within them an intelligent timing that connects with the intelligence of the cosmos. We are seeds, future forests and gardens waiting to be born. We each hold the codes of the new humanity within us. Change is our natural state. Seeds must be buried in the darkness before they can bloom into the light. Seeds can't begin to bloom without embracing the fertile void of the winter soil. They can't flower without outgrowing the constraints of the bud. They can't bear fruit without releasing their beauty to the earth and letting go of the very thing about them that captivates others. This card delivers a message that within you, you have all you need to create and what you're destined to create to move through everything that life delivers and to navigate your way through any terrain. The blueprint has always been seated within. Trust that you have within you the codes for the most glorious rose garden waiting to bud and bloom. Trust those codes, remember the blueprint. All you need to do now is to take the next steps, and tomorrow take the next. If you continue taking baby steps each day, on a day not too far from today, you'll look back and discover the most breathtaking garden of roses are all around you, and then fruit will follow. Today, just take the next steps. You know what to do. The blueprint is encoded within you. Wow. It's very powerful. So you're going to be finding, my nose is like really itchy. Too. So, you're going to be finding like what you're looking for within. So there's so much distraction too, and like stuff that is just going on. Like, you got to stay away from darkness, too. Like, there's a lot of heavy stuff that's going on. And I know a lot of it's because so many of these cycles are closing out. And so many people are talking about the karmics and the situations. And I know that it does help to find out what was going on to help get closure. But does it? Does it really? I mean, I know it does for some of us to know what's going on, but it allows us to feel those things. And it's also because it's like what's done in the dark needs to come to the light. And so it can't surprise you later. Then somebody can't use that against you. You know, I've had so many people do that. Like, oh yeah, well, guess what? I went and did this and da 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 da. You know what I mean? To like try to stir up some things. So I get it. It's nice when we can find it out ourselves and close these things out. But, you know, it's so dark, and that's why I feel like a lot are like getting caught up in the exposure and then the gossiping about it, because that's what it is, you know, and that I get it, like it's getting out there for us to understand it, heal from it, let it go. But it's also like delaying the healing process, the fact that it's been going on this long, because we've been having these exposures like going on for a while, and we know that like it's a driving force. It's like a hidden way. It's kind of like how the enemy will expose 2707 on the clock as I say that. It's kind of like how the enemy will sometimes expose themselves just to have more fuel to keep talking about what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're giving it power. We're giving it too much power of all the stuff that happened. We're in 2025 now. We're very much aware of all the things that have been going on. And everybody needs to remember that this was all part of like the grand design and plan, like to prepare and to get us ready and things like that. And I get it. Like, we needed to know a little bit about what had happened and stuff, but you need to just let it go. This is a time where we need to heal. We need to be moving forward, and we need to be focusing on these new missions, these new soul gifts, and all it's doing is delaying those things. So you need to be careful of getting caught up in the void, right, and caught up in the gossiping and all of that, right? And that's why I feel like some things like literally have been like compromised, like, and it's like I was talking about the invocations and the things like that, and like there's always going to be something going on, right, to talk about and stuff, but it's all like distraction, like just like with the fog and all of that stuff now. Like, I don't want to even get pulled into the hype with the fog. Like, I'm sure, because if they're not doing something there, they're going to be doing something, you know what I mean? But it's like, I'm not even getting into that. I'm going to close out this reading. Love and light to all of you. Definitely watch whatever you feel guided to. You know, it's all a process, right? Just relax, let things go, focus on healing you, right? They're trying to delay everybody from accessing what's within right now and connecting. So let's try to get all this dark energy down, right? Focus on this beautiful time, right? All right. Love and light to all of you. Bye, guys.